TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are not. We are live. By the time you see this, we won't be. So just leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK and all around the world. Because right now we about to go to Japan. But before we do that, man, don't forget, man, twitch.com. Username's at the bottom of the screen if you want to catch any of the lives. Don't forget we got Patreon where we post 5 days a week. Things that we cannot watch on YouTube or get blocked from YouTube. We just go over there and throw it up. And we also got merch. Everything is down in the description. This is from Witness, History and Crime Documentaries. Never watched them. What's life like inside a Japanese prison? Now, I personally think this is about to be some BS. It's not even about to be a real prison. They're about to have 5-course meals. Every time I see something Japanese, it's very technological. It's very humane. The food looks fantabulous. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. Just get into it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. No copyright infringement intended. All rights belong to their respective owners.
Talk to me then. Hold on, wait a minute. Alright, now talk to me. Starting off with the music. Why it sounds so calming?
Nagano, in the heart of the Japanese mountains. After months of negotiations, we have been given permission to film inside the prison.
Hello.
That's the front gate? Who that's keeping out? Or in?
あ、そうですか。すみません。私担当がですね、だから受刑者を受け持つ担当になるして。
The prison houses 900 inmates, all men, ranging from common offenders to murderers. The management has established some terms. We are not allowed to film the doors or question the guards in front of the inmates. And
makes sense.
Above all, we are not allowed to address the prisoners. At the end of filming, only 2 of them will be able to answer our questions, in the presence of the guards. Over the course of 2 days, we will discover the Japanese prison world. From a Western perspective, it is a disciplinary hell.
Really? Is that bad? You know what? Let me talk though. Hold on, because in like Japan, there's really no crime, or is that China? I don't know. I'm just saying, like one of them, it's like the punishment for crime is insane. Like stealing a candy bar, you could get like 20 years or something. I'm over exaggerating, but
Inside, we are struck by the silence, by the impeccable order. Even the sandals are lined up in front of the cells.
It's clean too.
In the morning, the prisoners are woken up by the guards' shouts, but also by classical music.
By classical music? Get your day started with classical music. Okay.
In some cells, 6 men. Others are individual cells, reserved for the best behaved prisoners. Here there is no prison overcrowding like in European countries, and no unsanitary conditions either. The building
God, that mud clean to the mud. That mud clean as a whistle.
is modern and perfectly clean, but the prisoners' lives are regulated precisely to the millimeter. Every move is timed. They have exactly 1 hour to eat breakfast, brush their teeth and shave, everyone at the same time.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Does everybody have to shave, or can I be like bearded up like this?
And then the entire cell has to be cleaned thoroughly.
They got porcelain toilets and sinks in here? Bro can take a comfortable number 2? That's tough. Okay.
Everything has to be put in exactly the right place.
But no, go back, fam. No. Where the beds at? I just see blankets and sheets.
Everything has to be put in exactly the right place. The guards check that everything is in order.
布団の畳み方などですけれども、折り目がすべて同じ方向に向いているように畳ませます。これは全部畳み方も全部決まっています。で、布団の畳んでいる位置ですね。位置も決まっています。
This is very super highly militant. Okay, but where's the futon now? What I'm looking, I see covers. I don't see no type of futon. Or do we call futons and what you thinking of something different?
で、机の位置、こういったものも決まっていますから、定められた位置にちゃんと置かれている。
This a desk? I thought that was a footstool.
のか、畳まれているのかということもチェックします。
If prisoners break a rule, they receive a warning. If they persist, they are punished.
懲罰の種類というものは全く同じで、その単独室の中に彼らを収容して、そこで反省を促す、もう作業もなし、そこで、反省をしなさいという。
So no solitary confinement, no you going to the hole. They put you on timeout? Bro, this is daycare. This is daycare. 24-hour daycare.
ということで、そこで座って、ただ反省を促すというような懲罰を課すことになるんですけれども、The Japanese way says or like this is キサペルアグラ。
I'll be cooked. I can't sit neither way. I cannot sit like that.
The punishment can last between 1 and 60 days in solitary confinement with no activities, no television, no reading. For the prison staff, this is not bullying. It's just a Japanese view of order, where everything is organized according to the group, not the individual. A world apart. It is this prison regime that Carlos Ghosn would have faced if convicted, and that he wanted to escape at all costs.
I'm not even gonna lie, that don't seem bad. You don't gotta go there and worry about RAPE. You ain't got to worry about being bullied. Like, you decent in there.
Does such a particular judicial system work? Though simply strict in the eyes of the Japanese, to foreigners who are arrested, it may seem inhumane.
D'un côté, j'étais entouré de policiers. Il y en a 2 qui me tiennent de chaque côté. J'avais aussi une corde autour de la taille.
Investigations often rely on confessions, which can lead to miscarriages of justice.
これはもう連れて行かれて狭い部屋で窓もない何にもない部屋で前に刑事と横に刑事がいて、そしてもうお前がやったんだろうってもうまるっきり犯人扱い。
一口で言えばもう拷問と等しいような手段もやれと言われたことありますよね。
This love of order is rooted in the country's culture, where discipline and rules are paramount.
So if they think you guilty, you are guilty. They're getting that guilty conviction on you. Is what you're saying.
sound like people talking? No, you don't, because they're not talking.
They think it's rude. That's cultural differences. You can, like, if you go to Japan, if you eat in public, if you eat while you walking, they don't do that. They think that's rude. Talking on trains and buses, that's rude to them.
Standards reinforced by the people who go as far as celebrating their prison system.
刑務所大好き。逮捕された時の。Yeah.
Why would you create a fiesta in a prison? It's a prison.
Japan has one of the lowest crime rates in the world.
Right.
The number of prisoners is proportionally 4 times lower than in France. Today, the prisons are emptying out, and the prison population is aging. This system is sometimes incomprehensible to Westerners, but the Japanese did not tolerate Carlos Ghosn's refusal to abide by it. This is an investigation into the heart of a machine that, though effective, can break lives. On the 8th of January, the eyes of the world are turned to the Lebanese capital, Beirut. After 14 months in prison and then under house arrest, Carlos Ghosn is about to give a press conference following his impressive escape from Japan. There's a lot of excitement.
I don't think that don't seem hard though. Like the prison there, like that seemed like it's a little just discipline.
All the media are invited, except.
But think about it. Like if you was raised in Japan and you were taught a certain way to do things already, anyway, and just going to jail, it was the same thing but just magnified that you were already been taught. It's nothing to them. But I guess as an outsider coming in, it's like, yo, listen, I don't got this level of discipline. I can't sit on my knees like a bop for 60 days if I get in trouble. Like, it's tough. I don't got a black belt. You know what I'm saying?
The Japanese, who stay at the door.
もう東京から今朝着いたんですけど、ね、いろいろ質問しようかなと思ってゴーンさんに来たんですけど、なかなかちょっと保釈の条件で海外に行っちゃいけないっていうのが一つの条件だったんですよ。で、彼はそれも破ってる。で、裁判に自分は出てちゃんと無罪を証明するって彼は約束をしてるんです、日本で。で、その彼の約束も破ってるので、まあ残念な気持ちではありますね。
Ladies and gentlemen.
Inside the press union, Carlos Ghosn makes his entrance under flashes. He's the boss, and he wants to show it. He organizes the order of questions himself.
Let's go ahead. I'm going to try as much as possible to answer as many questions as possible. We are in Lebanon.
Bro, I don't think he Iron Man. You're not Tony Starks, bro. Get out, sit down.
First question, Lebanon.
Today, he intends to tell the truth. In November 2018, he was arrested in Tokyo for concealing income and embezzlement. We're talking in the tens of millions of euros. Carlos Ghosn answers point by point, but his favorite defense is to attack the Japanese justice system.
I did not escape justice. I fled injustice and persecution, political persecution. Having endured more than 400 days of inhumane treatment in a system designed to break me and unwilling to provide me even minimal justice, I was left with no other choice but to protect myself and my family.
In the front row, his wife, Carol, is loving it. She too attacks the country that locked him up.
Est-ce qu'il vaut pas mieux dire sa vérité dans un vrai procès plutôt qu'en conférence de presse?
Non, j'espère qu'il va être jugé, mais cette fois, ça va être équitable. Pas comme aujourd'hui. Il n'avait aucune chance.
A few days later, we traveled 10,000 kilometers to Japan, the land of Mount Fuji. At the Ministry of Justice in Tokyo, another press conference is held, much more confidential. There are a few cameras and a lot of computers, but no foreign TV. The minister of this democratic country makes no secret of...
I'm not even gonna lie. Now that I'm looking at it, being a foreigner getting locked up here, it could be like they might be trying to slam you to teach you a lesson and teach the whole country that you coming from a lesson at the same time and send a message to all foreigners stepping into this area. Like, don't come here and commit crime because we're going to give you the maximum sentence. And then we're going to block it off from any outsiders watching or listening. So it's only we can only see you, hear you. Because, like, think about it. Like, it's supposed to be a jury of my peers. None of you are my peers, right? So, hold on now.
Her anger towards the world's most notorious fugitive.
逃亡について正当化するために、世界に対して、我が国の司法制度について虚偽の事実を申し述べて喧伝をしていることでありますので、法務大臣としては看過できないと思っています。重ねて申し上げますが、我が国の司法制度は人権を保障し、適正な手続きが規定されており、適正に運用されております。
One man's word against another's. Japan defends its system, which is certainly severe, but which bears fruit. Its goal: zero crime and zero tolerance. Order and discipline.
Oh no, man.
We'll
send me to Norway. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere Isle of Man prison.
Discover this when we go back to the Nagano prison. The prisoner's day is planned down to the minute. At 7:50 a.m., the inmates leave for work. Shaved heads, in uniform, they march in step. Then they have to give their numbers.
Bro, this is like elementary school.
Work is compulsory for everyone, but unpaid. It is an integral part of a prisoner's sentence.
Hold on, what you mean unpaid? Is there commissary out here? Can you eat what you want to eat? See, I think that we're going to get to this. We're going to get to the food, probably.
体調管理をし、節度ある受刑生活を送ろう。体調管理をし、節度ある受刑生活を送ろう。わからぬことは指示を待て。わからぬことは指示を待て。
Before starting work, they do a workout for 3 minutes.
It's good to stretch before work. I honestly don't see the problem yet. It's good.
The entire life in the prison is organized around several factories of 50 inmates each. Cushions and shoes
they're making them kicks, boy. I know they making the best shoes.
Are made there to go on to be sold. Prisoners will receive a small allowance on their release. According to the management, work is necessary for rehabilitation.
社会の寛容性だとか、そういうようなものを作業を通じて学ぶこともできますし、また作業を通じて働くことの喜び、こういったものを彼らに学ばせることもできるということで、やはり作業っていうものはその刑務所の中での生活というのに必要不可欠なものだというふうに考えています。
Prisoners are not allowed to talk to each other during working hours. Again, this would be an inconceivable rule elsewhere.
I don't have a problem with not talking to nobody during work because I want to get my work done. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying?
In order to be allowed to say a few words to each other, they must ask permission by raising their hands.
Hi.
At mealtime, the guard carefully checks the...
Okay. Now this is the most important portion of the day.
Portions. They must be exactly the same.
You're overdoing it, buddy. Hey, chill.
Except for the rice, where the amount depends on the activity carried out. Right after lunch, the inmates are given a short break. They can read the newspaper or cut their nails. They can even...
Hold on, but we didn't see... so what they ate? Chicken noodle soup, beans, and rice? Ain't no commissary? Now that will blow me. I'll be like, hold on, man. We not making no money. And then we can't get commissary. And then this the bullshit lunch you give us?
Talk. Then comes the best part of their day, leisure time. Prisoners have time reserved for entertainment every day except weekends. Again, they go there marching in step. The guard walks backwards to keep a close eye on the line.
If they don't let old buddy walk normal, they bogus.
Inmates have precisely 40 minutes to relax. But first they have to warm up, just like at work. Then they hurry to make the most of it. They can play ping pong,
How long did they say leisure time they get? Dang, imagine your leisure time being a scoreboard. Like you're a scoreboard on your free time, bro. Go do something else.
or board games. There is even a little TV for karaoke.
We got karaoke? Was he by himself doing it? Okay.
The break is soon over. It's time to go back to work, which lasts 8 hours a day.
Okay, but this is at work, like break, like a work break. Okay. Okay, and that was like at work lunch, free work lunch. That's all we got. Okay, I want to see dinner.
나오네! 광고! 미기.
It's time for us to interview a prisoner. A 27-year-old man is brought to us. The interview takes place in an office, in the presence of 2 wardens. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison for theft. He has a year and a half to go. Despite the presence of the guards, he dares
3 years for theft? What did he steal?
To speak out.
やっぱりその、会話ができないっていうのは正直ちょっと、苦しいところかなっていうのはありますね。それで喋ったからといってその確かに悪巧みをしてるとかいろいろ勘ぐられちゃうとは思うんですけども、厳しくするところってそこなのかなっていうのがちょっと自分なりに 疑問に思ってるところですね。懲役受刑者っていうよりはちょっとした軍隊みたいな感じにちょっと一瞬思いましたね。
In the evening, inmates are encouraged to study. At 7 p.m. sharp, the TV turns on.
Okay, at least at 7 p.m. you can watch some TV, which is cool, you know what I'm saying?
They can watch it until 9 p.m. Then, lights out.
Hold on, fam. We missing something. They ate one time a day? They only got lunch? Am I tweaking or they only got lunch? I'm trying to look at the chat. Maybe I missed it. Hey. Boy,
The Japanese
no way.
have been used to discipline since childhood. But for foreign inmates, it's hard to take.
Like I said earlier.
Another Frenchman has a traumatic experience in the Japanese prison system.
Bro, no. See, what's torture for me is they only ate lunch. Wasn't no breakfast, wasn't no dinner. Wasn't no snacks in between, nothing. Just straight lunch.
He has inside experience of the way inmates are treated. Mark Karpeles is 35 years old. He has a mild form of Asperger's syndrome. He's also a computer genius. He was locked up for 11 months, but he decided to stay in Japan after his release.
はい、3名です。そうはないです。はい。
A good meal, a pleasure he forgot while he was incarcerated.
J'ai perdu 35 kilos au commissariat et j'ai repris 5 kilos au centre de détention. J'étais complètement méconnaissable en sortant du commissariat. Oui, le plus dur, c'est vraiment d'attendre et d'être seul, de rien avoir à faire et de ne rien pouvoir faire. C'est d'être dans une cellule de 6 mètres.
So, no, go back. Start from the top, sir. Go back.
A good meal, a pleasure he forgot while he was incarcerated.
J'ai perdu 35.
I lost 35 kilograms in the police station. Shut. Hey Siri, how much is 35 kilograms to pounds?
0.6 kilograms is 1.32 pounds.
Nah, we gotta do some math. 35 divided by 0.06 equals. I did that wrong. Somebody converted. That's crazy.
5 kilos au commissariat et j'ai repris 5 kilos au centre de détention. J'étais complètement méconnaissable en sortant du commissariat. Oui, le plus dur, c'est vraiment d'attendre et d'être seul, de rien avoir à faire.
I said, no, I don't want to wait for y'all because this is too important. Y'all taking too long. 35 kilograms. 77 pounds. In 11 months? That's not bad. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to lose weight, go to jail in Japan. You know what I'm saying?
Et de ne rien pouvoir faire. C'est être dans une cellule de 6 mètres carrés. Et être là, assis, et attendre, et attendre, et attendre. Ce qui est dur, c'est non seulement de ne rien avoir à faire, mais c'est aussi de ne pas savoir quand ça va se finir.
His case is a huge scandal in Japan. It starts in 2014. Mark Karpelus made his fortune in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. But when his company goes bankrupt, he has to apologize publicly to an audience of journalists.
Why?
Soon it is discovered that millions of euros have disappeared, and he is accused of stealing the money. The nightmare begins.
Ça, c'est le 1er août à 6h41 du matin. C'est le moment où en fait, les policiers sortent de chez moi, avec moi au milieu. À ce moment-là, c'est assez compliqué parce que d'un côté, j'étais entouré de policiers. Il y en a 2 qui me tiennent de chaque côté. J'avais aussi une corde autour de la taille qui connectait à un policier derrière moi.
Boy, they had you in shackles like you was a mass murderer. All you did was go bankrupt in cryptocurrency and some money went missing. That's tough.
Ils ont insisté à ce que j'ai une casquette sur la tête. Dans la tradition japonaise, c'est on arrête les camps, on lui cache le visage.
Mark Karpelus spends 4 months in custody. Then he is transferred to Kosuge prison, where Carlos Ghosn was locked up. To prove
No, so he lost 77 pounds in 4 months. Because he said in the police station he lost 77, he lost 33 kilograms or whatever. Then he gained five back in the detention center. 4 months, 77 pounds is it's insane.
The prisoners were being treated well. The authorities opened their doors to journalists last year. There too, everything is clean and tidy. But according to Mark Karpelus, it's not the decor that drives you crazy, it's the rules. In Kosuge, the prisoners are awaiting trial. They don't work, and they're in solitary confinement.
Dans la cellule, il faut être assis au bon endroit, de la bonne façon. Il n'y a que 2 façons de s'asseoir qui sont autorisées. Donc soit à la japonaise, soit en tailleur. À la japonaise, c'est la façon de se poser comme ça. Donc on a notre petite table ici. Et en tailleur, évidemment, je peux le faire. Hop, en tailleur, on peut se mettre comme ça. Pas le droit de parler, pas le droit de siffler ou de faire quoi que ce soit.
I couldn't do this. Japanese style, well, my knees would be in shambles, my hips are hurt, all type of stuff.
Soit. Pas le droit, évidemment, de taper sur les murs, de faire de la musique ou quoi que ce soit. Juste le droit, donc, de rester là, d'être assis, de lire ou d'écrire.
Bro is really smart. This dude, he was talking Japanese the first time. Now he's talking in his native language.
Il y a un moment, j'ai pété les plombs, j'ai donné un coup de poing contre la porte. Les gardes sont arrivés en renfort, genre une quinzaine de gardes. Et je me suis retrouvé ficelé et transporté dans les cellules de comment dire. Ils ont une cellule spéciale pour ces cas-là.
It's an empty padded cell where he spends 4 hours tied up. Then he is punished for 4 days. No more books or writing materials. Finally, after nearly a year behind bars, he is tried, declared innocent of embezzlement, and released.
Oh my God! No! I need to get back. I'm innocent. Why didn't I get bail until trial? 11 months of this torture? That's torture. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's too wild for me. The cross your knees, get on your knees situation. I'm 6'2". I'm not doing it. Y'all gotta fight me. Tie me up. Put me in the padded room. That's more comfortable.
But he is given a suspended sentence on another minor charge. Officially, he remains a guilty man. These conditions of detention do not seem to bother the Japanese. On the contrary, the prison administration is proud of its prisons. It even promotes the most severe of them, the famous Kosuge prison. With its impressive X-shaped architecture, the building is colossal. It's the last place you'd think of going for
is it so tall? I ain't think I've ever seen a prison this tall.
Fun. And yet, once a year, the authorities organize a huge festival there. In the public space surrounding it, there are 10,000 people celebrating, just a few meters from the cells. On stage, a Japanese pop star. All day long, one show follows another. Then, visitors head to the stands set up
for bussin'. A prison festival?
The occasion. Here, people can have their picture taken with a prison guard's cap.
This is weird, 100%. Are these adults? There's no way.
On stage, law enforcement officers are showing how effectively they stop the bad guys. But the highlight of the festival is when visitors taste the dish typically served to Japanese prisoners.
They serve a meal? Prison food?
Curry and rice.
What you mean? Curry and rice? That's what they be getting?
People have to wait an hour to receive their tray. But for €3, it's worth it.
美味しいです。多分大量にいっぱい作ってるから美味しくできる。
The visitors are in no doubt that prisoners are treated well.
思ってるより中入ったらいいんじゃないかなと思います。
They probably make it a little bit better for y'all. But nah. But think about it though. It's one time.
ね、だってご飯食べれるでしょ。
They have okay, they got 3 meals a day.
で、あれでしょ。もうスモーキングがダメなのとアルコールがダメなぐらいでしょ。普通に生活できる。
Smoke and drink alcohol.
で、テレビを見れるんでしょ。
Well-fed prisoners, efficient police officers, and friendly guards. The festival presents an ideal prison system. Only one person is shocked by this PR exercise. We asked Thomas Savikas to come with us. This Lithuanian man spent 6 months inside the prison for attempting to kidnap his own daughter. In Japan, in divorce cases, foreign parents are systematically deprived of their children.
Why would you create a fiesta in the prison?
Wait, what? Foreign parents are systematically deprived of their children in domestic cases and like divorces. So both parents or just
prison? What kind of brainwashing is actually happening in here is just mind-boggling. You see around, little children be enjoying the day out. It's like a park. Does it look like a park? Any kind of human right violations is happening right there.
He's not fooled. He knows this prison.
Does it taste the same?
No, it's way, way better. It's almost restaurant-grade curry. And believe me, in there, they do not give you this kind of curry.
Dude, that was a lie.
The public are not here to worry about the fate of the prisoners. At the following stands, products made from prisoners from all over Japan are sold. Leather goods, furniture, and in particular, comfortable and slightly retro shoes.
That's the same shoes they was making on this side.
機械作りじゃないんで、それを考えると、それなりの値段かなっていうふうには思いますけど。
Again, Thomas can't believe it.
冬にここは暖房がついてないが施設なので、こんないっぱいお金があるので、なんでか暖房がついてないの？
暖房がね、それはこれは本部があって、細かい話になっちゃうんですけど、本部がありまして。
He says he's never seen any of that money. No matter how outraged Thomas is, the party goes on. A concert by female students in suits. Free candy floss for the children.
Yay!
The prison system is not about to change. But there is another aspect of the treatment of detainees that is criticized by lawyers and many NGOs, the policy of confessions. In Japan it is called hostage justice. If the accused deny the accusation, their custody can be extended indefinitely. They are questioned in...
They force you to that's in America, that you can't do that. That's called coercion, ain't it? They force you into a confession, and if you don't confess, you get more time.
Intensely until they confess.
Oh, they bogus.
This is what happened to businessman Carlos Ghosn. He was arrested on the 19th of November 2018, just after landing at Tokyo Airport. In this footage, which has travelled around the world, a team of prosecutors are conducting a search of his private jet. Out of sight. Carlos Ghosn does not reappear until 2 months later, during a court appearance for a bail application. Television cameras are not allowed to film it. The stern-looking president denies his request. After 108 days of detention, he is finally released for the first time. Here he is coming out of prison, hidden under a mask, disguised as a worker on the advice of his lawyer to fool journalists. It's an attempt that deceives no one. The press follows him. As he plans to hold a major press conference on the 11th of April 2019, he learns that he will be arrested again on new charges. This is the method of prosecutors. Split up the charges to allow the period of custody to be extended, sometimes for months. So Carlos Ghosn records a video.
The first message is I'm innocent. I spent 108 days in prison because I've been always consistent with this position that I was innocent of all the charges.
The next day it's back to prison for another 22 days, a system of going back and forth in detention, with the sole purpose of breaking the accused.
At this point, they trying to get a confession that he does not got for them. I am innocent. Hey, listen, almost, could you blame him? Is this really what happened in there? No, I'm gone. Allegedly.
This obsession with confessions can destroy lives. This is the story of Keiko Aoki. Every week she comes to put flowers where she lost a child in a house fire. Keiko managed to save her son from the fire, but not her daughter, who was 11 years old.
My daughter likes the red flower, naるべく黄色を備えて、ひまわりがあったらひまわりを備えてます。火事になった時はすごくもうここに来るのがものすごく苦しくって辛かったけど、その後20年っていう空白があって、それからはなんかここに来たら娘に会えるようななんかそういう思いで。
Keiko spent 21 years in prison. She came out at the age of 51.
For what?
Along with her partner, she was accused of causing the fire to kill her daughter and
my God. An accidental apartment fire?
collect the insurance money.
娘が生まれた時にアルバムとしてこれ刺繍もしてもらって、私これ友達の結婚式、成人式は行ってないから友達の結婚式で振袖着たんです。これは小学校の 学級写真
Bro, that's the audacity of the Japanese government to accuse this woman of taking out her own child for insurance money. Come on now. Knowing that y'all are on that type of time, that y'all are, why would she even?
みたいな。
Right after the fire, the police refuse to believe it was an accident. For them, the cause is undoubtedly criminal.
Isn't there a fire department that comes to tell you if it was accidental or on purpose, or how the cause of the fire? Like, what's going on?
They look for a culprit at all costs and start harassing Keiko.
I ain't gonna lie, Miss Keiko, you had it back in your day. You was bad, and they took that from you. That's sad.
Her daughter has just died.
You was a 10.
And she has to undergo interrogation.
そうやってひどいことを言ってるかなと思ったら急に優しくなるんですよ。ね、もう娘に悪いと思わないのか、娘に謝らなあかんやろと、そういうことを言われるわけですよ。そしてなとかなんかこうね、お前の認めたくない気持ちはわかるぞってこうそんなことまで言われて、なあなあなって言われても私はもう疲れてってうなずいたんですよ。
To the police, it's a confession. It's based on this that Keiko will be convicted. But in prison...
Bro, off a head nod? Do you know how inadmissible that is in court in America? Like you gotta verbally say it, don't you?
She decides to fight. With the help of lawyers and human rights associations, she gets an appeal. A miracle. In Japan, miscarriages of justice are rarely recognized.
これが本当に実際にあった風呂釜まで作ったから無罪が証明できた。やけどない今見てもらった通り私の人形がいてて119番にしてた時に実験だったら私は焼けてしまってる。でも私は全く怪我もやけどもない。これは8月2016年の8月10日に無罪判決をもらってそれで出てきて皆さんの支援者の前に来て挨拶。
You was clear, but how much time had you spent in already? 21
無罪にな
years?
りましたっていうお礼を言ってるところですね。で隣にいるのが弁護士女性の。皆さんのおかげで裁判所から真っ白な無罪判決をいただきました。ありがとうございました。
And all my life, I still want the insurance money. Not even gonna hold you. Give me everything that I need.
The state recognized their mistake and compensated Keiko Aoki. 750,000 euros for a ruined life.
Yeah. How long was she locked up, though? 750 of them?
Keiko is no exception. She's not just a victim of a zealous police officer. It's an entire justice system based on
So why does her daughter look so sad? Don't be smiling.
confessions. This is confirmed by Hiroshi Ichikawa, a former prosecutor who was taught how to extract confessions.
これですね、千枚通しっつって分厚い書類を止めるときに日本では穴を開けてでそこに紐を通して書類を閉じるんですよ。こういうのは検察庁には多分今もあるんじゃないですか。千枚通しって言うんですよ。特に外国人の被疑者には人権なんかねえんだっつってこう目の前に突きつけるとか、あるいは本当のことを言わない被疑者はそこに立ってろって立たせるとかね、要するに一口で言えばもう拷問と等しいような手段もやれというふうに言われたことありますよ。なので
This has took a turn that I did not know that it was about to take.
まあ大きな声で怒鳴るとかバカ野郎とかこの野郎とか罵倒するのは当たり前だと。
As in the Keiko case.
And why does it look like he got 13, 14, 15 fingers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, hold on now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. All right. My mistake.
If suspects break down, they are beyond all hope. Here, about 90% of convictions are based on confessions, considered the ultimate proof in Japan, despite the risk of miscarriages of justice. A risk that is all the more serious due to the fact that Japan is one of the few democracies still carrying out the death penalty.
Yeah, ain't no way you'll get no confession out of me in Japan. No, sir. I gotta be a part of that 10%. I didn't do it. No. This is a democracy. No, I said no.
One man by himself embodies all the injustice of the system. Aged 84, Iwao Hakamada spent half of his life on death row for murders he did not commit. Since his release in 2014, he has been walking every day for 3 to 4 hours. He's a local celebrity. He is accompanied by Mashiko, a woman who has taken a liking to him. He came out of the prison a broken man after decades.
There you go, my boy. Wipe me down. E-O-N-N-I-E-O. Drinks on me, the gas tank on E. Wipe me down. Talk to him. What fuck?
Of solitary confinement. He doesn't say a word. Totally shut off from the rest of the world. Mashiko accompanies him home. She's trying to make his old age easier for him.
クリームつけてくださいっておっしゃる。クリームつけてくださいっておっしゃるのがマッサージしてくださいっていうことなんですよ。とっても気持ちいい顔されてすぐに眠ら。
I'm proud of Cub. He 44 years of his life now. He out here. He the man.
ます長いこと一人でいたなので、この人のこのぬくもりも忘れました。溶かしたいなと思って。
Iwao Hakamada has been living with his sister since his release. She has kept some happy souvenirs of her brother from when he was a professional boxer.
マニラ行った時の写真ですね。
And then the heartbreaking letters he sent from prison.
私のことで親類縁者にまで心配かけてすみません。黄金味噌の事件には真実関係ありません。私はシロです。私は今落ち着いて裁判を待っています。
But his trial goes badly. Forced to confess, burdened by fabricated police evidence, he is sentenced to death. He holds out, but then something breaks him.
隣の部屋の人が処刑された。ね。その時にはバタバタっと出てきて、昨日処刑があった。それがショックだったと思う。
In the months that follow, he becomes overwhelmed. He is finally released after 48 years in prison when DNA tests prove his innocence. We met a man who knows better than anyone else.
This is Japan. What do you mean DNA cleared him? DNA had to be a thing way sooner than the 44 he served. Y'all could have 20 years in could have gave him a DNA thing, right?
The trauma of death row inmates. Toshio Sakamoto,
Bro, see, this is what I be talking about. That's messed up. Bro got the long end of the stick. He free now, but it's still crazy. Hold on.
Former prison warden. He has witnessed many executions.
I'm suing too.
これは死刑場。これが板落ちるところですね。このように立たせる。これはロープをつなげる滑車ですね、天井の。これは隣の部屋でこのスイッチを押すと踏み板が落ちると。で3つあるのはどのスイッチがつながってたか分からないように3人の刑務官に押させると。
But convicts face an additional
by hanging?
Form of torture. They spend an average of 7 years on death row and don't know when they will be hanged.
実 事前に知らないってその日にだから死ぬ本当に30分1時間前にしか死刑の執行わからない。1人か2人で連れに行く。でどこ行くんですか、事務所だっていうぐらいの嘘をついて連れ出すみたいな。で廊下で待っていて、それから4人5人で連行すると。
No time to say goodbye to their loved ones.
So you don't even know you're gonna get done. That's bogus.
Condemned prisoners are led to the gallows. Last November, an event revives the debate on the death penalty. For the first time in 38 years, the Pope is visiting the Japanese archipelago, which is home to 1.5 million Christians.
You don't get no last meal. You don't get nothing. You don't get the opportunity to repent or go to nothing.
Hakamada is one of the Vatican's VIP guests. He disappears in the midst of an exotic crowd as the Pope enters the arena. He is photographed next to his sister in the front rows. His presence alone is a strong signal against the death penalty. The Pope slips in a sentence full of innuendo.
Como comunidad cristiana, somos invitados a proteger toda vida. Alguien, por haberse equivocado, por estar enfermo o en una prisión, ¿no es digno de amor?
These words might not be enough to abolish the death penalty. 80% of Japanese people support executions.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a person that's here to abolish, not in America, but the way they do it here is bogus. Like in America, you on there for X amount. You on the death penalty. You on death row for a minute. In America too. But they give you a date. You have your date. You know what I'm saying? So you know when it's coming. You get a last meal. You know what I'm saying? You could get your family some letters. You can get your phone calls off. You know what I'm saying? And you have the opportunity to get off that mug. Like you got it here too, but it's hard apparently.
Last year, 15 convicts were executed. More than 100 people are still on death row. How can such a judicial system be explained? It responds to a philosophy rooted in the culture of the country. Order and harmony are cardinal virtues that everyone must respect. This is what Jake Adelstein, an American journalist who has been based in Japan for 30 years, will show us.
Even Shibuya Crossing, it works organically well, right? When the lights are turning red, you don't see, like people scrambling across anymore. Everybody kind of knows that, okay, time to wait for the next light. People are very quiet. Now, is there a rule? Is there a discipline? Is there is it like China where there's a spy camera watching you and you get points deducted from your social credit because you're speaking on the train? No. People just obey the rules.
What? Nah, was he there for real? That's what happens in China? You a lie. See, this is why we need to explore, y'all. Because what? Go back. Explain it one more time, Brody.
Discipline? Is there is it like China where there's a spy camera watching you and you get points deducted from your social credit because you're speaking on the train? No.
I can't tell if he's joking or not.
People just obey the rules because that's what they do here. And that's what you're taught from the time you're a child,
And in Japan, there are rules for everything.
Rules make Japanese society work. Cigarette smoking, except in designated areas, is now banned in most parts of the city.
I salute that.
That's a great thing. There is an unwritten rule that you're not supposed to eat and walk at the same time.
Told you.
Now that isn't enforced, that's just how it is. Also drinking and walking at the same time are forbidden.
See, now they have me confused. I'm drinking and walking. I cannot eat and walk for sure, but drinking, like, come on now, cut it out. I'm thirsty.
Japan is a country that constantly likes to warn you about things that you shouldn't do. This one is like, no playing on the escalators, no baby cars on the escalators. Parents hold the hands of your kids when they're on the escalators. Don't wave your hands up and down on the escalators.
That is not what that last one was, bro.
Don't wave your hand.
This is clearly like, be careful when you're wearing long dresses because they can get caught in the escalator. He talking about some don't wave. Bro.
It's up and down on the escalators. You follow me?
It's on the metro that these standards, internalized by the Japanese, are felt the most.
Yep.
Bro, I wish that they had this in Chicago. Like, bro, stop talking to me. Like, just be quiet. Me, I'm quiet on public transportation, like buses and I don't speak. Because it first and foremost, I do think it's rude that you super loud on this mug, and I've either had a long day or I'm, starting the day. Like, you don't know what I've been through, and you gonna get up on this mug and have your speaker out. Like, bro, get a life. People who get on a train with loud music and no headphones, get a life. Get a life. Do something more productive with yourself. Honestly.
Excuse me. Well, the other thing that's striking is that we're really annoying people because we're talking on the train and nobody ever talks on the train. Because listen, like, do you hear that sound? Like people talking? No, you don't, because they're not talking. It's one of the things I like about Japan. And even before cell phones, nobody was talking. Everybody's on the train. Japan places a great deal of emphasis on harmony. And in some ways, the criminal courts expect the accused to harmonize with that system and just go along with it, even if they're not guilty. And when people say, like, no, I didn't do it, sort of the audacity of you to challenge the entire system, this one individual, is almost like, well, you deserve whatever you get because you're a troublemaker.
I'm telling you, bro, I'm not taking no guilty charge, and I'm not guilty. I don't care how harmonized the little communal thing is, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Do I want to go to Japan? Yes, I still want to go because I'll be a law-abiding citizen there. What the hell?
It's a love of order on which the country was built. Human relations are based on a respect for hierarchy and social norms. And if the Japanese forget them, their neighbors are there to remind them.
We got a question. So Japan doesn't have freedom of speech? That's a question from the chat.
It's 8 p.m. in the Kabukicho district of Tokyo. Every 2 or 3 days, volunteers of a respectable age meet in a former...
I'm going to Tokyo because I feel like I'm trying to be like, you know what I'm saying? I want to be like something they never seen or something. I'm tall and I'm black. So that's like, whoa. You know what I'm saying?
Police station. The only weapons on this little patrol are glow sticks and fluorescent vests.
ショッピングストリートを守るために、特にお客さんを、
Ain't nobody doing wrong.
悪い人から守るためにまた事故のないように危ない、今大事なのはこういうところに、タバコをこう投げます。こう投げる。そうするとここから火事が出ます。それでこっちから伝わります。これはもうダメです。すいません。ここはお酒禁止ですから。いやだからダメです。ね。はい。これ警察の 取り締まりになっちゃいますから。いいですか？
フランスのテレビなんだ。
日本で
ain't trying to hear that.
放送してない。
日本では放送してない。それならいいんですけど、日本で放送されるとちょっとまずいの。
Kazuo is a retired policeman. Like his colleagues, he takes his role very seriously.
この中はあれですよ、起こし電話がペデストランパラダイスだから車入れないんだ、4時以降は。みんな駐車してるのはね、ジャパニーズアゲンストだ。ロードトラフィックローだ。
Kazuo writes down the number plate to send to the police. But he doesn't intervene when the driver arrives. His role is just to inform the police and issue warnings, with the bonus of a moral lesson.
ダメだこれ。みんなお前のこう捨てるんだほら。見てみて、火がついてるばっかだこれ。海外じゃないよ。何かこれ見てろ、火ついて、あ、一人これが歩いてんだから。我々みたいに。
In America, it's just old ladies looking out the window calling the police on you. They pulling up on you, ain't they? With glow sticks. It's intense.
してあれば少しは考えるんだ。だからそういう人がいないとダメなんだよ。ご意見番みたいな昔年だからもうね、もう70我々なんか人生あと何十年もないからもう笑ってるけど本当なんだよ。誰かそう言ってやる人がいないとダメ。日本はダメになる。
An hour and a dozen warnings later, the patrol is over. Groups like this exist in every city in the country. Is it this way of life that makes crime rates so low? In any case, crime is decreasing year after year. But it is increasing in one part of the population.
Where? Because that's where I want to go.
Some old Japanese people prefer prison to solitude.
Never mind.
We're going to the southwest of Japan, to Iwakuni, famous for its American base.
Bro, where is my birth certificate? I'm just waiting on my birth certificate so I can, like, it's taking an immensely
historic
long
wooden bridge,
time.
And it's women's prison.
Iwakuni.
地域計画ですか？地域計画？はい。はい、わかりました。オッケー。
はい。はい。じゃあすみません。
じゃあ閉じますね。
閉じていただいて。
ちょっと待って。Man, she need a walker?
Japan is getting older, and so are the inmates. Here, 1 in 3 prisoners is over 65. Some of them are 85 years old. Like the other.
It's like an elderly home. This is the best thing for them, probably, they feel. You know what I'm saying? It gives them purpose, gives them, you know what I'm saying, something to do every day, keeps them moving, live, you know what I'm saying?
As they work, 8 hours a day.
8 hours is crazy, though.
Okay.
The only difference is that they are given back their walkers when they leave the factory.
At least they don't have to march here.
It is sad to see these old ladies bent over in the cold of the prison. With no heating, just 2 to 3 showers a week, this is far from a luxury retirement home.
3 showers a week is fine. It's scientifically proven that you do not need to shower every day. It's only it's become a societal norm. You know what I'm saying? So
still, some prisoners seem relieved to be behind bars. This 70-year-old woman is on her 4th stint for shoplifting. Outside, like many old Japanese people, she was alone and let herself go.
その辺で座ってもらって、はい。
Like
You
that?
can't help but wonder if she got locked up on purpose.
食事ははっきり言って美味しいです。私は美味しいです。社会で3度食事したことなかったですよ。だけどここではきちんと3度出していただいてね、こんな健全な生活したことなかったです。寝るのももう12時回ってとかいう感じだったですけどね。だけど作業にしてても一生懸命やってますので、皆さんそうだと思うんですけど、9時の就寝でも寝られるんですよね。社会でとんでもない寝られないんです。
The guards have had to adapt to this new population. It is a sensitive issue. The guard we talked to has prepared his response.
高齢化に伴って、日常生活を自力で、できない者に対しては介護とか日常生活の世話、などを刑務官等が行わざるを得ず、特に症状が進行すると歩行や、食事の補助、排泄の処理も必要になってきますため、集団ではなく個別の対応が求められます。
Most of these inmates are here for petty theft, stealing food, shoes, or handbags. In 20 years, crimes committed by senior citizens have increased fourfold in Japan. In an attempt to curb the phenomenon, the prison has set up a rehabilitation course.
There's no chance of curbing this phenomenon. You're talking about a rehabilitation course. They want to be here. They want to be here. 3 meals a day, nice warm clothes and food, routine, working. There's nothing you can do.
The program includes workouts and advice on how to stay in shape.
Try to stay in shape, go back to jail. That's what they're saying.
And in particular, amazing training to learn how to take care of babies.
今特に家族化でもう一人で子育てしててイライラしたり悩んだりするお母さんたちもいると思いますので、ぜひ皆さんもちろん自分のお孫さんの子育ても。
I feel like this is a terrible job training opportunity to be down in prison. An ex-convict taking care of my baby. It's a no. It's a no. Oh, grandchild, neighbor, grandchild maybe, neighbor, no.
The objective is to help these old women find their place in society when they are released.
Be real with you. I don't care how old and fragile you is. If you went to jail, you're not. No.
Or prevent them from reoffending.
No offense, respectfully.
涙が出てくる。自分には子供がないからね、産んでないから。
All of Japan's misery in one image. In a few years, maybe, these will be the last prisoners. Old people, alone, with no choice.
Free the grandmas.
Elsewhere, prisons are emptying.
It's gonna be obsolete. Prisons are gonna be obsolete in Japan.
It is difficult for a Westerner to understand this way of life based on order and discipline. But the Ghon affair illustrates something else. It's also difficult for the Japanese to understand why a man who has promised to answer for his actions before the law preferred to flee and not respect the rules.
What's understood don't gotta be explained. You know what I'm saying? I would have left too. TLO, leave a like, comment, turn on your post notification bells. If anybody from Japan's happen to watch this, sub it up. I'm gone.